everyone to ESPN's presentation of the 2014 Vizio Fiesta Bowl from University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's the 20th ranked Boise State Broncos taking on the 10th ranked Wildcats of the University of Arizona in what is expected to be an old-fashioned shootout in the Wild Wild West.
The open spaces and soaring skies, dry air and broken horizon. Not all shootouts happen at high noon. And not all gunslingers face off in sandy corrals. Where else would you find Scooby stalking and J-Train running and Rich Rod rising and the Broncos scheming? You'll find it here. It's not a desert, it's an oasis. And all those touchdowns, they ain't a mirage.
The Boise State Broncos taking the field, back at the scene of the game that firmly put this program on the National College Football map when they beat Oklahoma in one of the great games in college football history here in 2007. They returned in 2010 and beat TCU to cap a perfect 14-0 season. This year's squad, 11-2, winners of 8 in a row, and champions of the Mountain West Conference. Only 131 miles from their campus in Tucson, the University of Arizona Wildcats. Getting ready to take the field for their biggest game in 2 decades. Since their appearance in the 1994 Fiesta Bowl, this year's squad, champions of the Pac-12 South, with a record of 10-3 overall. The highlight, their victory at Oregon in October, the Ducks' only loss of the season. The 10-win regular season for Arizona, just the 2nd in school history. And now we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Sean McDonough, along with Chris Spielman, will be joined in just a moment by Todd McShay. Happy New Year to you all. Delighted to have you with us. This should be a great way to kick off the new year. It is certainly a bowl game that matches 2 teams that are very excited to be in this game. In the case of Arizona, Chris, one of the great seasons already in school history, and they're led by Scooby Wright, who won just about every National Defensive Player of the Year award. What does Scooby do?
He does everything, Sean, and the thing I love about Scooby Wright's game is that he's an attacking downhill linebacker that plays with great instincts. When you watch him play, he's always attacking the line of scrimmage, and he plays with outstanding pad level, which allows him to bounce off blocks and go and make tackles. When he gets to place, he finishes. Also, versatility turns into a pass rusher in 3rd downs. Again, the pad level is key. He's lower than the offensive lineman. He's able to turn that corner, and he finishes with a strip on his sacks. He did that earlier against Marcus Mariota in the first Oregon game. Best thing about him, his effort is unmatched.
He's from the San Francisco Bay Area, was not highly recruited out of Windsor, California. A lot of teams wish they recruited him. He won just about every major National Player of the Year award, including the Lombardi, which Chris Spielman won when he was an Ohio State Buckeye. 27 tackles for a loss, leading the nation, and 5 away from the all-time record. He also forced 6 fumbles. That's the most in the country. So he's one of the best defensive players in the country. On the other side for Boise State, it's offense led by one of the best offensive players in the country, and the running back, Jay Ajayi. That should be a fun matchup to watch today, Todd.
Hey, Sean, Jay Ajayi is a versatile workhorse. He leads the FBS with 370 offensive touches. As a runner, you might find some faster, you might find some more powerful, but you won't find many more that are complete. I love his instincts and his patience. He sets up his blocks, and then he has the balance and the lateral agility to get in and out of small holes, as you see right here. What I also love about him, he's competitive. He is going to grind out yard after yard at the end of runs. And then in the passing game, he is very capable. Look at him attacking the football in the air, transitioning quickly up the field. He is a weapon in the open field, and as a pass blocker, he's very good too. This is going to be a great individual matchup. The game within the game, Ajayi versus Scooby today.
He has been a busy man 370 touches, most in the country. But he says the strength and conditioning and medical staff do great jobs to help keep him fresh. He is ready to go in his last game at Boise State against Rich Rodriguez, the Pac-12 Coach of the Year, and the Arizona Wildcats. Rich, in his 3rd year in the desert, has done a tremendous job. 26-13. He's already won 2 bowl games, trying to go to 3-0 in bowls as Arizona coach. And Brian Harsin, Boise native, Boise State quarterback, graduate of Boise State University, longtime assistant, went away for 3 years and got some experience away from Boise, now back in his dream job. So Boise State will receive the kickoff from Casey Skowron, former walk-on. Done an excellent job as their kicker. Coming down to Jeremy McNichols. He's across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Boise State's offense led by the quarterback, senior from Independence, Oregon, about an hour south of Portland, Grant Hedrick, 5th-year senior, has had a terrific season. Just under 4,000 total yards. Only Ryan Dinwiddie more in the history of Boise State. That he's the most accurate quarterback in the country this year, just under 71%. The Bronco offense that averages 39.8 points per game, 9th in the country. Out of the gun, Hedrick on target, as you might expect, to Thomas Spurbeck. Out to the 37. And a first down. They'll mark it on the 36, a gain of 14.
Well, this is the 2-level pass. If one's in front, there's one behind. And Hedrick did a good job of throwing away from the defender where Spurbeck can snag it for the first down.
Hedrick might be changing the play. Very smart quarterback, the son of a coach. His dad, Shane, was his high school coach. He's a threat to run. And he's ahead to the 42-yard line. He's their 2nd leading rusher for the year. Here's a look at today's impact players, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Well, Spurbeck made his presence known already. Also keep an eye on Shane Williams-Rhodes. Dangerous in the slot. Parker Zellers, a 240-pound nose guard for the Wildcats. And a very active player, Jared Tevis, will be in on a lot of plays for the Wildcat defense.
Both Zellers and Tevis are walk-ons at Arizona. Hedrick swings it out wide. Williams-Rhodes, his first catch. They head for just a couple. William Parks, the linebacker, made the tackle. He's very good at sniffing out the quick passes and screens and bubbles.
And they'll try to exploit him down the field, though, Sean. They feel like they can get Williams-Rhodes in a one-on-one matchup, and it'd be tough for Parks to handle.
3rd down and 2. Ajayi busts loose, and he's going to take it to the house on his first touch of the game. Touchdown, Boise State. More Fiesta Bowl magic to start the night for the Broncos. Ajayi's 26th rushing touchdown of the season, tying the Boise State single season record set by Brock Forsey back in 2002. Dan Goodale adds the extra point. An explosive start for the Broncos. 4 plays to go 78 yards. Ajayi took it the last 56. Dan Goodale to kick off. Tyrell Johnson back deep. He's a dangerous return man, but Goodale's kickoff is too good. It'll be a touchback, and here comes the Arizona offense for the first time. Led by the redshirt freshman, originally from Hawaii, now lives in Las Vegas. Anu Solomon had a terrific freshman year. Has set 4 passing records at Arizona for freshmen. He leads the country among all freshman quarterbacks at 266 passing yards per game.
And he's healthy. Sean had struggled with a right foot injury, which affected his plant foot.
Sprained both ankles late in the year and had a right arch injury that was really painful. He's on target to Shamaje Grant. And a gain of about 3 to the 28-yard line. It's a deep receiving core and versatile. They'll play with a lot of 4 receiver sets and move those 4 receivers all over the field. Nick Wilson's the running back, like Solomon, a freshman. Was yanked from that game. He's on the run and pulled down along the near sideline by Tanner Vallejo. Marcel Yates, the defensive coordinator, says he's the best player on the Bronco defense.
And he absolutely is, Sean. He's moved from his middle linebacker position to the nickel back. And you see right here why, because he has the speed to make plays in space.
Arizona wants to go very quickly on offense. Good fake by Solomon. Has a man down the seam. It's too high. Off the hands of Shamaje Grant with Dante Dion in coverage for Boise State.
Boy, an opportunity right there, passed by the Wildcats. The ball's a little high, but I got to tell you, you got to make this catch. Big players make big plays in big games. He has 2 hands on the ball. You have to be able to bring that one in.
So Drew Riggleman on to punt, another former walk-on who's had a terrific year, averaging 46.4 per punt. Dante Dion let it bounce, then got on it to try to save some additional lost yardage on the bounce. And Boise State will begin at the 12-yard line. Quick start for Boise State here in Glendale, Arizona, leading 7-0. Jay Ajayi on his first touch of the game, a 56-yard run for the score. Now 1,745 rushing yards, surpassing Ian Johnson's 1,713 in 2006. Ajayi said he wanted to leave a legacy at Boise State. Getting to this game is a part of it, and the records as well. He'll head on to the NFL after this game. He got belted out of bounds by Reggie Gilbert and Jarvis McCall.
I think he's got a bright future. I don't know if he's an every down back, but he's a nice changeup, and we know in the NFL there's always a 1A and a 1B running back.
Here he goes again, right up the middle and out to the 32-yard line. Tremaine Bondurant made the stop after a pickup of 16.
Well, he's making a case for 1A, and nobody's getting a hand on him, so give credit, Todd, to the offensive line sustaining blocks on the Wildcats.
And you know what I love too is the ball security there at the end. 2 defenders converging on him, covers up the football. Only 3 fumbles all season long. He's got a great fumble percentage. That's big when you look at the next level, and obviously for this Boise State team. Gets
a breather as they give it to Jeremy McNichols, who's next in line. And there's Scooby Wright in on the first of many tackles, perhaps, for Scooby tonight. McNichols taken down by Wright. And they're looking at Ajayi on the sideline.
Clipped from the side on that last tackle. Slow to get up.
Grant Hedrick back to pass, throws short to Jake Rowe. Moves to the 40-yard line, chopped down by Jared Tevis. Let's go back, see if we can figure out how Ajayi was injured. Got hit from the side on that 16-yard run.
That's Jordan Grandin from the safety position coming up, putting a helmet to the knee. Take a big back down low.
Well, one of the reasons he wanted to leave after his junior year, the reality that injuries are always a possibility. Running backs take a pounding. Hedrick out of the gun. Surveyed the field, threw short. Thomas Spurbeck the catch with just enough for the first down. Spurbeck, one of the great stories of the season, didn't have a catch in their first 5 games. Then Matt Miller, the all-time leading receiver in the history of the program, suffered a season-ending ankle injury. Spurbeck thrust into action, and he's been their leading receiver since.
And he's a comfort level for Grant Hedrick.
Jack Fields now in at running back, 3rd string on the depth chart, stays in the block for Hedrick, who throws a deep ball for an open man. Caught, Chaz Anderson. Touchdown, Boise State.
when a guy averages 20.9 yards per catch, you got to figure he's going deep. Jarvis McCall gets caught looking back at the cornerback in man-to-man coverage, and as soon as he looks back, number 6, Chaz Anderson, pulls away in a perfect thrown ball by Grant Hedrick.
On target as usual. A 56-yard touchdown run, now a 57-yard touchdown pass. Goodale adds the extra point. Chaz Anderson, converted defensive back, now a wide receiver and a touchdown score at the Boise Fiesta Bowl. Chilly outside as well, temperature in the mid-40s. Grant Hedrick just threw a 57-yard touchdown pass. Already 166 yards of offense in 2 drives for Boise State. Barely more than 5 minutes in. Dan Goodale's kickoff down to Tyrell Johnson. He worked hard to get to the 24. Anu Solomon pitched it to Nick Wilson. Chopped down far side of the field by Kamale Correa. And the Chick-fil-A impact players, Nick Wilson and Caleb Jones, when Arizona's on offense. Jones their leading receiver.
With 9 touchdowns, Vallejo outstanding all over the field, and Darian Thompson with 7 interceptions this year.
Solomon on 2nd and 6, runs out of bounds. Took a slight loss on the play, chased out by Correa, who's been very active.
I think these wide receivers for Arizona are going to have to do a better job in 2 areas. 1, getting off of press coverage that Boise State's been playing. And 2, when the initial play breaks down, they've got to work back to the quarterback and keep working their scramble rules.
5-man rush, well picked up. Deep throw, way too high for Solomon. Intended for Devontae Neal, the transfer from Notre Dame. Corey Bell in coverage.
They're going to go after Corey Bell. Corey Bell's playing safety because of injury, originally like a Sam linebacker, nickel type linebacker, and that's an area that Rich Rodriguez and Calvin McGee wanted to attack.
Drew Riggleman to punt. Redshirt junior from Tucson, 2nd team all Pac-12 this year. On a fair catch at the 20-yard line. 40-yard punt.
About Scooby time. Somebody needs to make a play for the Wildcats, and why not Scooby Wright?
Jay Ajayi on 1st down. Got 4 before he was driven back. Ajayi was born in England. His parents are from Nigeria. Soccer player growing up, and continued to play soccer when he moved to the Dallas, Texas area in Plano. Early in high school, his dad said you could be good at both sports. You could be great at one if you pick one. He picked football. Hedrick down the middle, caught by Spurbeck. Thomas out to the 36-yard line. Swung down by William Parks. A gain of 12 and another Boise State 1st down.
Well, I love the patience in the pocket. Watch the footwork. Just kind of moving to find that throwing lane and understanding the offense, and coming off from his first read to his 2nd read. And Spurbeck, great job with the hips, adjusting for the ball.
Play fake by Grant Hedrick. On the run, another open receiver. It's Spurbeck. Leaving inside the 35 and down at the 29. Tackled by Jordan Grandin and Jonathan McKnight. Arizona cannot stop Boise State right now.
That's because Boise State is making Arizona defend the whole field, and they can't do it because there's too many weapons that they utilize.
Not just a pocket passer, can throw accurately on the run. You see they're throwing between zones, understanding its zone coverage, and then he's got to fit the ball in between the linebackers and the cornerback there. He does a great job.
Jeff Castile, the defensive coordinator, searching for answers. Shane Williams-Rhodes tackled. He was down before the ball came out. Jermaine Bondurant with help from Reggie Gilbert.
Since we talked about Scooby Wright always attacking downfield and able to get a little leg on there with Bondurant coming up with a finish. But again, that's why he leads the country in tackles for loss, because his ability to attack and accelerate once he gets past that line of scrimmage.
7-yard loss. Rather than 3-3-5 defense on target. Chaz Anderson spins inside the 20. Down to the 16. On 2nd and 17. They pick up the first down with a pickup of 20.
Well, Jarvis McCall's out, so you're going to go attack the true freshman, Cam Denson. And right here, he's no match. You can even see trying to make a tackle after the catch. He's a little slow. And Chaz Anderson slippery after the catch. But good point of attacking the substitute corner by Boise State.
Denson, the freshman, in for McCall. He's played a lot this year. The old Statue of Liberty. And Ajayi scores a touchdown for Boise State. Into the bag of tricks. Back into their history. Brian Harsin. The Statue of Liberty at the Fiesta Bowl, and it's 20-0.
It lives.
They ran it during the regular season for a score against Wyoming.
They're just having fun, aren't they? I mean, they're just calling every play they do it works. You know, Sean, one of the things about playing defense and a linebacker, you have to have eye discipline. Don't get caught up in all the fancy schmancy stuff happening in the backfield. Watch the pulling guards. They will always take you to the play. And this is exactly what happens. You see Yako, number 66, 339 pounds, is able to pull and seal the corner along with A-roll and allow Ajayi to do what he does best. When he gets around that end zone, he can finish. But they're not going to throw a quick screen and pull linemen away from the quick screen. Trust your instincts, trust your keys, then play your keys. Don't play all the fakes in the backfield. Don't get caught up in the window dressing. But Ajayi with the finish. Stiff arm.
Very well blocked on the left side for Ajayi. His second touchdown. Now has the single season rushing touchdown record all by himself. No longer tied with Brock Forsey. Goodale's kickoff down to Tyrell Johnson. They need a big play. Here he goes. Flags are down. Brian Harsin told us my biggest concern is kickoff coverage. Those fears realized, but they might get bailed out by some flags. 98-yard return.
During the return, holding return team number 13. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Devin Holiday guilty of a hold that wipes out the Arizona kickoff return for a touchdown.
We'll try number 13, Devin Holiday. Over here, can't quite see it from that angle, but you're still holding away from the ball. You don't need to hold away from the ball. And right there, it's in your picture.
Clearly a hold at the 40-yard line. Nick Wilson wrapped up for a loss. Great penetration up front. Robert Ash, the third string defensive tackle, made the stop.
Well, right there, he's going to beat the center, Carter Wood, who's in for Steve Garola, the regular starting center, who's serving a suspension off the Pac-12 championship game for TFL.
They came after Solomon. Austin Hill, nice move. Little stiff arm after the catch to pick up the first down. Darian Thompson finally got him across the far sideline.
Really good stiff arm right there. That's what Arizona does best. Get the ball in space and able to do something with run after catch.
Gain of 14. Wilson can't find any running room. Ash again. It's a veteran offensive line, but that loss, Chris, that you mentioned of Garola is big. Second team all-conference center in the Pac-12. He threw a punch in the conference championship game against Oregon. So Carter Wood is in there. Redshirt junior from right down the road in Scottsdale. Hasn't played much this year. Solomon upended as he crossed the 45. Another tackle for Tanner Vallejo.
Well, there's the growth too of Solomon, a redshirt freshman. Decision making is what Rich Rodriguez wants in his offense. Nothing open downfield. Take that throwing lane, turn it into a running lane, and put yourself in a manageable third down.
You'd have to think this is 4-down territory. Already down 21-0, 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nick Wilson found a hole, and he got punched down by Vallejo at the 26-yard line. First down, Arizona on the move.
Running backs must be able to press the line of scrimmage and make the cut again. See the vision in the cut outside. Undisciplined by the Boise State defensive line jumping inside. Wilson hits the hole for a big gain.
Solomon after the fake. Weaves away from Vallejo, and now some running room and a first down. Out of bounds inside the 15. He certainly looks healthier than he did when we last saw him 3 weeks ago in the conference championship game. That's a pickup of 12 for Anu.
And that's an opportunity there. Anu Solomon had a receiver wide open. I know it's a zone read concept, but he pulls it, and he's got a receiver running down the middle of the field. He's got to see him, locate him, and make that throw for 6.
They'll come back to that.
Wilson, nice move to cut inside. He's down inside the 10, tackled by Joe Martirano, who's a professional baseball player. Spent last summer playing minor league ball in the Cubs organization as a corner infielder. 2nd and 5.
Got a little rhythm for their offense, Sean. This is what they've been looking for a quarter.
Solomon, nice fake. He has a first down, wrestled down again by Martirano. 1st and goal, Arizona. Responding nicely to the adversity of the 21-0 deficit and the kickoff return being taken off the board. Rich Rodriguez calls the plays with a lot of help from Calvin McGee and Rod Smith. And Solomon kicks for an Arizona touchdown.
Decision making. He's got it going on the running game. Good job of pulling that ball out. Nice forward lean to get across. An outstanding job by the offensive line handling the Broncos up front.
Casey Scourin to add the extra point. And it is good. 11-play drive. This is big Arizona State territory in Phoenix, with ASU just down the road in Tempe. That's a huge rivalry game. Arizona beat ASU in the Territorial Cup to wrap up the regular season this year. AC Scourin kicks off. Jeremy McNichols. They call him McWeapon. They had the silencer on him at the 24-yard line with the coverage team. Well, back into their history books in the bag of tricks. Having just scored in overtime to get within a point against Oklahoma in 2007, Ian Johnson scores on the Statue of Liberty. Chris Peterson and the Broncos beat Oklahoma. One of the great games ever. And then earlier this year against Wyoming in Laramie, Statue of Liberty again. Grant Hedrick and Jay Ajayi went 20 yards for the score. The last time on the field, they ran it again, and Ajayi scored from 16 up. He shifted into the eye, took the toss, and then Scooby Wright said, "That is far a knife." He just stood him up at the 28-yard line. Huge 3rd down here. Arizona trying to keep the momentum and stop Boise State for the first time tonight. Wildcats bring pressure right up the middle, and Hedrick's down. Tremaine Bondurant, who limped off not long ago, with a huge sack back at the 20. It's the end of a very entertaining first quarter. For the most part dominated by Boise State. But at the end of the quarter, perhaps Arizona building momentum in the Vizia Fiesta Bowl. End of the first quarter, Boise State leads 21-7. They had a 21-0 lead, and now they'll punt for the first time tonight. Sean Whale out there on 4th and 14. Low line drive. Devontae Neal let it bounce. And that turned out not to be a good thing for Arizona. Solomon. Nice decision, but then he threw it away. Cleashon Page, one of the fastest players on the Bronco team, brought it back to the 22. Looked like Solomon made a good decision to hang on to the ball, Chris, to run, because he had some running room, but he threw it very close to the line of scrimmage, and Page has his second interception of the year.
Well, this is good. It's the same play that Todd McShay talked about the last time he ran the football. This time he tries to force it. Cleashon Page staying disciplined in his coverage, getting deepest and deepest, and catching the ball at the highest point.
Big play by Page, playing in his last game for Boise State. One of 20 children. Rich Rodriguez can't believe that decision by Solomon. Surveyed the field again, on target to Spurbeck. Inside the 5. Can they wrestle him down? Tellis Jones got some help. And they'll mark Spurbeck at the 2.
So impressive watching Hedrick, the way he maneuvers within the pocket. He feels the pressure coming. He knows it's going to get there, but he sticks with his mechanics, and then the ball placement to put it exactly where he needs to between zones. I don't think we've seen a quarterback all season long with as good as mechanics as Hedrick.
Ajayi again. Bounces outside. Can he win the foot race? Touchdown! They'll review it. Make sure he got to the pylon before he was down. At least for the moment, the call on the field is a touchdown. Jarvis McCall made the tackle. He was injured earlier and has returned.
Well, Jarvis McCall's #1 job is to force the ball back inside, and they rule it a touchdown, and that's a bang-bang to me.
Let's see, when is he? He's in the air. Ooh. Very close. So it's the 3rd touchdown of the game for Jay Ajayi. He's now the nation's leading scorer all by himself. Started the day tied with the great Melvin Gordon at 13.4 points per game. Dan Goodale the extra point. Big turnaround. The defense with the takeaway. Cleashon Page. And it set up the score by Ajayi. It's 28-7. Tyrell Johnson. Much better kickoff coverage this time by the Broncos, led by Devin Demas. Wilson went in motion to the right. Solomon throws on the run for a first down. Trey Griffey chopped down by Cleashon Page. Think of the differing circumstances of their lives. Trey Griffey, the son of Ken Griffey Jr., the great baseball star, grew up with all the comforts one could want. Cleashon Page, one of 20 children from South Central Los Angeles. Wilson taken down by Sam McCaskill. Ken Griffey Jr. is here, and granddad Ken Griffey Sr. has a home here in the Valley. Ken Griffey Jr. has a home now in Tucson. He has a daughter who's playing on the women's basketball team, Taryn, for the Arizona women's basketball team. Oh, Ken Griffey Jr.
Like he can play a little linebacker. Retirement's been good to Ken.
Yeah, big camera, and he's a little bigger than the last time we saw him. Either that or the windbreaker's a little tighter.
It looks like he's been lifting, though. Arms look good.
Back to the ground with Nick Wilson. Rondell McNair, the tackle at the 41.
And one of the keys, Sean, for Boise was being able to get substitutes in. And so far this first half, they've been able to exchange personnel on the defensive side of the ball.
Late blitz from Boise State. They threw away from it. Samaji Grant out of bounds with another first down at the 30-yard line. Another tackle for Darian Thompson, the junior safety from Lancaster, California.
Nice job for the receivers right there. See the Austin Hill with the block down field, allowing Samaji Grant to do work.
Solomon after the play fake. Pulls it down and runs. It would be wise to get down before Vallejo takes his head off. Ben Weaver had him around the legs. Broncos crowd the line again. There's a big hole for Nick Wilson. First and goal, Arizona at the 6. Darian Thompson, another tackle to save a touchdown. 18 yards on the play.
Again, the maturity of Nick Wilson, the true freshman. You have Boise State with their backups in, not gap sound, and Nick Wilson's able to exploit the open area.
He's rushed for 76 yards on 15 carries. Off right tackle and down at the 1. Swung down by Joe Martirano. Ben Weaver. It's a veteran offensive line. When you count Garola, who's usually their starting center, they have 169 combined starts. Wilson, touchdown, Arizona. Play drive to go 83 yards. The extra point good by Casey Skowron. 8:03 to go in the first half. That Arizona offense starting to find its rhythm. Still down by 2 touchdowns. Casey Skowron to kick off. He was the manager of the women's soccer team and tried out in an open tryout to be a kicker on the program, and now he is their kicker. His kick being run back by Jeremy McNichols. Flags are down. He's down across the 40. First and 10, Boise State leading by 14. Thomas Spurbeck helped off the field in their last possession, back out there. The coaches talked about his toughness. Mike Sanford said he looks like he should be the kind of guy who's the president of his fraternity. He's tough. 15-yard gain. Sandville, there it is. 14 straight completions. To tie the record, Scooby Wright made the stop on Jay Ajayi. Clock running down to 1.5 minutes left in the half, and 2 timeouts left for Boise State. Arizona brought pressure, and it's intercepted off the hands of Spurbeck, taken away by Cam Denson. He's still on his feet. What a run all the way back to the 30. So the first ball that Hedrick threw that was not caught by a Boise State Bronco tonight went into the hands of Cam Denson, and also, a true freshman from Tucson.
And also the first poorly thrown ball. The ball is late and behind, and Cam Denson on the trail is able to finish the play and make something happen with his feet to set his Wildcat offense up in great field position.
Highly recruited local player, South Point Catholic High School in Tucson. Second interception of his freshman season, and a 32-yard return, and gasping for breath. Wilson ran right into Tanner Vallejo. All 3 timeouts left for Arizona, and Rich Rodriguez will use the first with 46 seconds to go. Terrace Jones Grigsby, who was the starter at the beginning of the year, is in there now. Solomon can't get away from Correa, so threw it away. And the officials, I believe, might mark Solomon down back at the 40.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The ball went beyond the neutral zone, extended. 3rd down.
All right, John O'Neill with the explanation. One official was pointing toward the ground. Let's ask Todd Dearlings about that.
It looked like he got outside the pocket, therefore he just has to get the ball to the line of scrimmage.
And no loss on the play. 3rd down and 9. They are in field goal range. 4-man rush. Solomon a little antsy. Has some running room. Out of bounds, short of the first down. Chased out by Sam McCaskill. About 5 yards short, and a decision now for Rich Rodriguez. And he's going to send the field goal team on.
Yeah, absolutely. Think you need to get points going into the half, and The problem the Wildcats are having, they are not getting any receivers open downfield and no separation created.
So Casey Skowron is the kicker. 17 for 25 for the year. And the former women's soccer team manager bangs one right down the middle. High short kickoff and a fair catch made by Jeremy McNichols. They're coming out throwing. Hedrick looking for more. Why not? Thomas Spurbeck out to the 49-yard line. Well, he's taking some punishment and he keeps bouncing back up.
Well, I like the call, the aggressive call, because remember, Arizona's playing out with the starting corner, Jarvis McCall, who's been out, and Cam Denson is doing a nice job, but they're still going after him.
8th catch for Spurbeck. And 9th catch for Spurbeck. They have 2 timeouts left. They're going to use one with 13 seconds to go. We might as well keep attacking, Chris. We expected a shootout. We're getting a shootout. Arizona is going to get the ball first to begin the second half.
Decisions.
25 and 15-yard gains on pass plays. Nice catch over the middle. Troy Ware inside the 20. 7 seconds to go. And they'll use their last timeout. Jamar Allah made the tackle. First catch of the day for Ware, and just his 12th of the season.
This is the perfect example. Hitch, hitch, throw. Instead of go, right there, he hit the throw because he had his eyes downfield, allowing the receiver Ware to work across and deliver the strike.
And we saw in practice the other day, they actually called the 2-minute drill in practice clutch period. We were out there and they were flawless running the clutch period against their defense. They really work at these little things, and Hedrick understands where to go with the football.
Dan Goodale on to try a field goal of 37 yards. Sean Whale, the punter, is the holder. And it is good. Arizona will receive the second half kickoff. They'll begin the second half down by 14 points. ATT brings us inside the headset. Here's Todd McShay.
Oh, Coach, they jumped out on you 21-0. You battle back, and then you give up the field goal. What are your thoughts?
Well, certainly we got to play better defensively. It's way too easy for them to pitch and catch, and we got to tackle better. And then offensively, it looks like we got to finish drives. We can't settle for field goals.
How would you assess the play of your quarterback, Anu?
Well, he's made some plays, but there's a few others that we'd like to have back. But I'm sure all the guys could say that. We just got to play a whole lot better second half. We get the ball first. We regroup at halftime and see what happens.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
The two teams combined for 593 yards of offense in the first half. Halftime score, the 2014 Vizio Fiesta Bowl, Boise State 31, Arizona 17. Stay tuned for Reese Davis, David Pollack, Desmond Howard, and the Buick halftime report right after these messages. Welcome back to ESPN's presentation of the 2014 Vizio Fiesta Bowl from University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. 20th ranked Boise State leading 10th ranked Arizona 31-17 at the half. Sean McDonough and Chris Spielman looked like the Broncos might blow the Wildcats right out of this building. It was 21-0. Arizona did a nice job getting back in the game.
They did, especially on offense. They got into their rhythm, which Rich Rod loves to talk about. On defense, Sean, they have to start covering down wide receivers. When they're in their zone, they have to match up and jump men because Hedrick is picking them apart.
Arizona will get the ball to begin the second half. Dan Goodale kicks off for Boise State. Tyrell Johnson back deep. Rowan back 98 yards for a touchdown. It was wiped out in the first half by a penalty on the return. Starts again from the 2. And he got belted down by Darren Lee, a fine special teams player at the 25. There's Todd.
I think first half we saw that there just wasn't enough creativity. I think Arizona's going to have to start attacking on offense. First of all, Boise State did a great job playing mind games, if you will, with Anu Solomon, the quarterback. They show 5 in the box, but right at the snap of the ball, you're going to see Tanner Vallejo, the linebacker, come crashing in. That makes it a 6-man box, which is when they want to throw the football. The other thing Arizona does, they're rolling out their quarterback, Solomon, and they're only running routes within 20 yards of the line of scrimmage. It's really limiting the amount of ground that Boise State's having to cover.
Terrace Jones Grigsby in for the injured Nick Wilson. He gets 5 on first down. Todd, what do you know about Wilson?
Well, the team for Arizona does not give injury information, but I saw Nick Wilson about 10 minutes after he took that hit, and they were guiding him along the sideline. I don't think I've ever seen a player up close who was stumbling that badly. It very clearly appeared to be something to do with concussion or concussion-like symptoms.
He's a big loss. He's their most explosive player. You can see Nick right there, not steady on his feet, but that's a big loss for this offense as far as big playability.
That was what Todd was talking about shortly after he was injured. 3rd down and 1 now. Out of the pistol. Jones Grigsby. First down. And the Arizona offense should be helped now by the return to action of the all-conference center. Second team all-Pac-12 Steven Garolo had to sit out the first half for throwing a punch in their last game against Oregon. Big lift to them to have him back. Solomon got away from Blake Reno. Runs out of bounds, far sideline. Chased out by Tanner Vallejo. Anu Solomon. His first name is Jarrett. Anu comes from his middle name, Kahanu Ola Kalani. I, for one, am glad he doesn't go by his entire middle name. Jones Grigsby ran into Bo Martin. And another 3rd down for Arizona with 11 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, down by 14.
Only one of 7 children, the oldest, with the youngest being a girl. She doesn't have much of a chance for dating purposes.
She's the only girl in the Solomon family. Out of the gun, they bring a corner blitz, and it is caught for a first down by Caleb Jones. 1st and goal, Arizona. Huge 3rd down conversion.
Well, a couple things about this play. First of all, Solomon's able to get his feet set and deliver the strike. And Caleb Jones, unlike the first series, comes back for that football and catches the ball with his hands in a nice transition for the first down.
14-yard gain. Terrace Jones Grigsby back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled by Armand Nance. Jones Grigsby's a 5th-year senior. Half-brother of the former Arizona running back Nick Grigsby. He was the starter earlier in the year. Started 6 games. Had an ankle injury that opened the door for Wilson. Wilson seized the opportunity and became the starter. Solomon chased by Reno. Little pump fake to get him a couple of yards. And yet another big 3rd down on this drive.
What Boise's doing to take away the inside run, they're pinching in the outside defenders, and they're asking Reno from his middle linebacker position to be contained. The problem is he doesn't run well enough to keep up with Solomon. Solomon has a 2-way go on that edge.
On 3rd and goal from the 5. No rush, just 3 men. They drop everyone into coverage, and it works. Sam McCaskill and Bo Martin chase Solomon out for a loss. And what will Rich Rodriguez do? He'll send the field goal team on.
Nice observation on your point, Sean. They built a little picket fence around the goal line, and not a lot of Boise defenders dropping off that cliff into the blue, forcing Solomon to tuck it and run out of bounds.
Good drive, but a frustrating ending for Rich Rod. Now Casey Skowron. 1 for 1. Officially a 24-yard field goal try. And it's an 11-point game. Rich Rodriguez really upset with Devontae Neal, one of the wide receivers. Field goal by the Wildcats has made it an 11-point game. They trailed 21-0 in the first quarter. Casey Skowron kicks off. Short. Trouble fielding the kick. Looked like Jeremy McNichols didn't see it and was looking for help. He picked it up off the ground after it was not possessed by his teammate back deep with him, Charles Bertoli.
Yeah, right there, there's a communication problem. You got to know, it looks like a baseball play out there where it drops in between a shortstop and a center fielder. Now, McNichols is the captain back there. He's the one that needs to take control. He's the main return guy, and he's got to go get it.
They had trouble seeing the ball in the lights, perhaps. See if Boise State can find the offense after a sluggish start to the second half. They're going for a bomb. Hedrick into double coverage. Incomplete. Intended for the speedy Chaz Anderson. Jordan Grandin running in coverage.
What helps is Jordan Grandin looking back for the football, creating contact. That technique is called looking lean. As long as you're looking back for that football, you're able to use your body to bump that receiver off. Perfectly executed by Grandin.
And a tale of two halves for Grant Hedrick. 17 out of 18 in the first half. 0 for 5 here in the second half. Running out of time. He dumps it off for Jay Ajayi. He's taken down inside the 10-yard line by Tellis Jones, sophomore from Miami.
Standing open field tackle. That's no easy task. He comes to a breakdown position, keeps his head up, and drives through his target. Tough to do. Excellent technique by Tellis Jones.
Boise State's already gone 3 and out twice here in the third quarter. They'll need 14 to avoid doing it again. Just did get the ball snapped. 3-man rush, short throw. Holden Huff, the tight end, stopped well short of the first down. And it'll be another 3 and out. Here's Todd McShay.
You know, the last couple of drives you've seen Scooby Wright's just been dominant, even though he's not getting to the quarterback necessarily. They've been double teaming, and Boise State has on offense. And what that's doing is it's limiting the amount of receivers that they can send out on routes. So even when he's not getting production, he's been very productive in what he's done.
Sean Whale, short kick. Fair catch signal made by Devontae Neal. The ball did not hit him, but his inability to catch it again cost him a lot of yardage. About 20 yards. Anu Solomon. Short throw, dropped by Terrace Jones Grigsby, the running back. Solomon kept it, held on to it, and throws it away. Looked like he had a receiver slanting open, elected not to throw it. Kamale Correa made him throw it away. Flag down in the secondary.
Personal foul, offense number 10. 15 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
Samaji Grant, where they're in reverse. They could have had the ball at the 50 if they fielded the punt. Now they're back inside the 20.
See Grant right there working back, and I don't know what a personal foul that is. If he's turning around and blocking, I can understand the frustration, but that didn't look vicious to me.
Apparently it was after the play, would be my guess. Dumped Austin Hill along the far sideline. There's not a lot of room for him to operate over there. Dante Dion chased him out.
Austin read the play wrong. He did have room to operate if he cut it back inside, because he had the offensive right guard and right tackle coming to kick out, and just wasn't patient enough to set it up, to hit it up in there.
3rd and 21. Solomon flagged down. He throws it up for grabs, and it's intercepted. Dante Dion returns it for a touchdown. decline. The 6th defensive touchdown of the season for Boise State. Only their former coach's team, Chris Peterson's Washington Huskies, have more defensive scores. They have 7 as they get ready for the Ticket City Cactus Bowl here in the Valley against Oklahoma State. The extra point barely good. Inside the left upright from Dan Goodale. Huge play by the Boise State defense to give the Broncos their first points of the second half. 13 career interceptions for Dion, a junior, who will be back next year. Wait, cheerleaders.
Love it.
You criticize that form, though. I've watched you critique Todd McShay in the weight room enough to know that those really weren't full push-ups.
Well, that one girl gave up one. She owes us one. I saw her.
Dan Goodale kicks off. No chance for Tyrell Johnson.
You talk about a variety for the Arizona offense. Everything has been worked to the right side of the field, and they're only working half the field. You can go a little drop back.
Jones Grigsby gets some running room. He gets 12. Stopped by Tyler Gray.
And the reason I say you go a little bit of drop back, it helps you see the whole field, and the Boise State defense will have to defend the whole field. Here it is.
Yep, short and to the right. Looks familiar. Jones Grigsby yanked down by Cleashon Page. I mentioned his story earlier. One of 20 children in South Central Los Angeles. He had an interception in this game, raised largely by his grandparents. Howard and Carolyn Walton. He's the first member of his family to graduate from college. Tanner Vallejo made the tackle on Jones Grigsby. What a delightful young man. We asked him if he could name the other 19 siblings, and he wrote out all their names.
Yes. He practices in class when he's really bored. He's a great kid.
Solomon throws for a first down to Austin Hill. The coaches raved about Hill yesterday. Very productive wide receiver. Had a knee injury last year. They've used him a lot as a tight end this year, and he has unselfishly taken on that role. Solomon all day to throw. Now trying to throw it deep, and it is caught! Samaje Grant for a touchdown. .51 yards. Rich Rodriguez, when we visited yesterday, said he loves this team because of the attitude. They call it 60 minutes of Arizona. They never give up. They've won a bunch of close games this year. And that was a huge play they had to have in the final minute of the third quarter. Skowron's extra point brings Arizona back within 11.
Well, this is a nice job by Samaje Grant, helping out his quarterback by staying alive. He's going to come and sit, see his quarterback scramble. Then he's going to convert his route to deep.
And you see the 3 other receivers, they're just standing around. That's why Rich Rod's been going bananas on the sideline all day long, because the receivers haven't been working the scramble rules.
Samaje Grant, sophomore from Compton, California, with the touchdown. Cousin of DeMar DeRozan of the Toronto Raptors. Brian Douglas faked the reverse and got dropped at the 20-yard line by Trey Griffey. 2nd and 8. Nick Nichols. They faked it to him. Spurbeck was a high school quarterback, and what a great diving catch by Jake Rowe. And now the officials say some confusion about whether it was a catch or not. They're still talking about it along the near sideline. Looked for a minute like one of them was going to wave it off. Okay, now is that a catch? I don't think so.
Yeah, the ball was moving on his way down. From this angle,
the crowd definitely thinks it wasn't a catch. Yeah,
nope.
Looks like that ball bounces off the ground.
It's an incomplete pass. The ball will be placed back at the 22-yard line. Third down. That's the end of the third quarter.
Well, Boise State, the history of dramatic finishes in this bowl game. Arizona, dramatic finishes all season long. Will they combine for another today in the desert? Welcome back to ESPN's presentation of the 2014 Annual Fiesta Bowl. Boise State and Arizona heading to the fourth quarter. The Broncos lead 38-27. The offense virtually non-existent here in the second half. First 4 drives of the first half, 242 yards. They had 2 yards of offense in the second half. That third quarter, Hedrick throws on the run on target. Spurback got walloped by Jordan Grandin. Boy, he's taking a shellacking tonight. He bounces back up every time.
Well, like the versatility of Hedrick, throwing on a run to his right here, throwing on a run to his left, getting those shoulders squared to the target and running after the throw, running toward the target after the throw ensures accuracy.
10th catch for Spurback, good for him. Gain of 14. First and 10 Broncos. Ajayi ahead for 2. 9 carries for 9 yards for Ajayi here in the second half. Meanwhile, Spurback's been a huge key to their season. They lost their all-time leading receiver, Matt Miller. They were only 3-2 at the time. Looked like they were going nowhere fast. And Spurback has emerged as a star in his sophomore year. The son of a coach, like his quarterback Hedrick. Marshall Spurback was the head coach at Sacramento State. Second and 7. Ajayi hit immediately. Derek Turi just shy of the 40. Third down and 6.
Just to go back to Spurback, there was a conscious decision by Mike Sanford, the offensive coordinator. They moved him around to create matchups, and you can see why. He's crafty and he knows how to get open and he has consistent hands.
We're back in pass coverage mode on the Arizona defense. Only a 3-man rush, and still Hedrick had Turi around his ankles, and he ran forward for a gain, but they'll have to punt as he made it just to the 29 and the line to makes the 46.
Nice job covering downfield, allowing the 3-man pressure to get there, and Turi working on Baggett does a good job of rechasing his route to the quarterback along with Scooby Wright to seal the deal.
Sean Whale to punt. Rich Rodriguez would love it if Devontae Neal would catch the punt, at least to start. Fair catch signal made at the 31. 5th punt of the half by Boise State. Tanner Vallejo came on a blitz, as did Martirano, and they get to Solomon, who's taken down for a 4-yard loss.
One of our keys to the game was Arizona able to handle the pressures from Arizona, and right there, that's Jones Grigsby who's wrong on it. He jumped inside, which created a short corner for Martirano to get there.
They bring it again. A good call. Screen. Jones Grigsby with blockers out in front. Tough run after the catch and a first down. To the Boise State 49. Darian Thompson made the tackle.
Well, there's the brilliance of Rich Rodriguez as a play caller, understanding they're attacking the edge, making a short corner, so you swing it out, throw a pick on the man who's supposed to cover Grigsby Jones, and makes it happen.
Vallejo comes off the corner again. Nice wide open receiver, and they couldn't execute. Austin Hill was open. Throw wasn't great. And there was not a great effort at the other end either.
And there's the double move right there. They were not disciplined in staying with the receiver, and they missed the opportunity. A little overthrown, but Austin Hill is capable of making that catch.
Yeah, laid out for it a little too late. Second and 10. Solomon over the middle. First down, Trey Griffey to the 21-yard line. Chased down by Ben Weaver.
Recognition right here by Solomon. You have Griffey working on Ben Weaver, a linebacker. So you take an athlete like Griffey, put him on Weaver. It's a mismatch.
Both of these teams yesterday talked a lot about their conditioning, how much pride they put into it, how they think it's been an advantage for them in winning close games late in the year. And it's a test of conditioning on both sides now. Trey Griffey, another catch. 7.5 minutes to go. Arizona trailed 21-0 in the blink of an eye. Trying to make it a one-score game now. Terrace Jones-Grigby belted down by Gabe Perez.
Good tackle by Gabe Perez. I love the fact that he wrapped his arms, secured the tackle, head up, nice and low.
Well, even a field goal would make it a one-score game. Three-man rush. Solomon throws short. Looking for a run after the catch from Griffey, and he's down 4 yards shy. And I'm sure it'd be tempting for Rich Rodriguez to go for it, but you have to kick the field goal here.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good call by Marcel Yates. Everybody defending the sticks. Keep it in front, come up and make a secure tackle.
Well, Rich Rodriguez looked like he didn't like the choice Solomon made, and when Solomon said something back to him, Rich took off in the other direction as if he wanted to avoid more serious conversation. Scouring, they need to have it, and they get it. His third of the night. 32-yarder. He's 3 for 3. Field goals of 42, 24, now 32. It is a one-score game with 6:11 to go in Arizona. 38-30 Boise State. They had 31 points at the half. They've scored 1 defensive touchdown in the second half. AC Scouring kicks off. Returnable for Brian Douglas from the 5. He's out to the 22. And Hedrick takes the snap. Down the middle, a diving attempt. Incomplete. Jake Rowe couldn't come up with it. 6 minutes to go. We'll be there tomorrow for ESPN Radio. Of course, the game here on ESPN television as well, as will the All-State Sugar Bowl, the second semifinal tomorrow.
Good Boise State here, and again, getting Ajayi back involved in a ball game is always a good thing.
Second and 11 for the Broncos, their own 34. And Hedrick, a design run, got plastered by Tellis Jones. Will Rich Rodriguez use another timeout? Yes, he will. It's been a quiet second half on offense for Boise State, but it's been a huge night all night for Thomas Spurbeck. 12 catches for 199 yards receiving. He has a chance to set the receiving yardage record for the Fiesta Bowl, which is 206 by Darnell McDonald of Kansas State against Syracuse back in 1998.
The thing I love about him, I mean, the physical tools, the mental tools, but courage. I mean, he has courage because he's taking some shots tonight, and all he does is bounce up and say, give me some more. And he does. He's a nice football player.
Just 6 feet, 173 pounds, recruited as an athlete. They weren't sure where he would play. He was a quarterback in high school. But he seems to have found the right spot at wide receiver.
You're Arizona, you got to figure that you have to put your best cover man on Spurbeck.
Now, what do you do if you're Boise State? A lot of time left. Mike Sanford, you'd have to think you throw the football here and give yourself a chance to get the 10 yards. You can't run a conservative play and punt a game.
Well, absolutely play to win, and I think they have so much belief, and he has so much belief in his play calling ability that they have something for this exact situation. Now they're a little bit unbalanced. As you can see, 4 guys at the tight end.
Design run for Hedrick. Wow.
Conservative.
Very conservative. Sort of against the history of Boise State. And Rich Rod will use the last time out with 3:01 to go. But what a great job his defense has done. You saw Jeff Castile a moment ago, the defensive coordinator.
And they've taken Ajayi out of the game, basically running the football in the second half.
Made a big difference for Rich Rodriguez to have Jeff Castile by his side at Arizona. He did not go with Rich to Arizona State, to Michigan rather, stay at West Virginia. Big punt, a little too big. Deshaun Whale. He whaled it. Sorry. Well, no timeouts, but as fast as they operate, 2:53 is forever, especially with the clock stopped if you move the chains. But you have to move them. How do they do it?
Well, here's what they'll have opportunities to do it because Boise is a smart defense. They're going to keep everything in front, nothing over your head. You know that they need a touchdown, so just come up and secure tackles and let them catch the ball in front of you.
Brian Harsin said when you watch Arizona play, you see a lot of teams that play defense against them blow coverages because of fatigue. You have to play so many snaps. They move so quickly. You can just have that momentary situation where you don't do what you're supposed to do because of fatigue, physical and mental. Solomon a low throw. Austin Hill couldn't catch it.
This is the discipline. Discipline is tested most when you are very tired. You have to trust your training, trust your technique, and do your job, nobody else's job.
5 straight incompletions since they had 1st and 10 on the last possession at the Boise State 35. Running out of time and got rid of it at the last moment. Bo Martin had him. The officials, did they blow it dead for a sack? Apparently they did. John O'Neill now.
Ruling on the field, the quarterback's knee was down. 3rd down.
Tremendous effort by Bo Martin. We're going to see right here if the knee is down. Yes, it is.
Yes, it was. 6th Broncos sack. Lost back to the 17. 3rd and 13. Pressure from behind. Solomon throws on the run right near the marker. Caught by Caleb Jones. Where are they going to spot it? A yard shy. At the 29-yard line, 4th and 1. And he has to make a quick play call here. They don't have a timeout.
Jones Grigsby has been tough running inside. You also have the quarterback keep off of the read option.
Must convert, or for all intents and purposes, it's ball game over. 2 minutes to go. Who has the ball? Solomon stuck it into the belly of Jones Grigsby, but it didn't look like he wanted to give it to him. The running back has it, and he has the 1st down.
And they both had it. Somebody was making sure. I've never seen anything like that with 2 guys
either
holding the ball. And this is what we anticipated was going to happen, is the read option play. And they did get to the line.
You think he meant to give it to Jones Grigsby?
That's the first time the quarterback ever made the tackle.
They did it together. They moved the chains. Caleb Jones, 1st down. Vallejo's 14th tackle of the night gets him down at the 47. 1:35 to go. 17-yard game. No timeouts left for Arizona. Minute and a half to go. 5-man rush. Solomon taken down on an ankle tackle by Ben Weaver at the line of scrimmage.
Tremendous effort, but Ben Weaver getting everything he can out of that 6-foot frame, laying out and getting the ankles of Solomon.
2nd and 10. Vallejo blitzed off the corner. Solomon scrambling for his life. Looking desperately for somebody. 1st down, and he's out of bounds at the Boise State 42. Great effort by the redshirt freshman with 1:02 to go.
And he avoids the leading sacker for Boise State, Correa, with a nice little spin move to keep the drive alive and the chains moving.
Well, you could see how tired Bo Martin was as he went in pursuit. 1:02 to go. Field goal does them absolutely no good. It's 42 yards or bust. Five-man rush again. Solomon in trouble and sacked by Rondell McNair. And a lot of time being wasted here as they allowed the play to keep going as he was going backwards. In Arizona, they're exhausted, but they need to line up more quickly and get the play off.
And the importance of depth. McNair came in for Bo Martin, who left the game exhausted. Fresh legs on the pass rush.
Hurry up, says Rich Rodriguez, but they're exhausted. They pride themselves on their conditioning. Jump ball! What a catch by Caleb Jones over the top of Dante Dion.
Well, I'll tell you, 6'3" beats 5'9". I mean, he goes up for the jump ball. Great effort by Dion, but an awesome effort by Jones.
Solomon spikes it, and they'll have a chance to catch their breath. 20 seconds to go. Second and goal from inside the 10-yard line. Caleb Jones, a 43-yard catch to put them in position. They need a touchdown and a two-pointer to tie the game.
You have to defend the goal line. Do not fall off the cliff. Defenders must build a fence around that goal line. Nothing in front.
The Boise State players and coaches use the word magic to refer to their history at the Fiesta Bowl. Do they have magic left? Fade, corner. The receiver fell down. David Richards. Third and goal with 14 seconds to go.
He was open too, Sean. The corner jumped, and the ball is thrown well. The ball is thrown to the position, and he's going to trip over his feet right here.
Wow.
And that ball is in play where he can make a catch.
Third and goal. Solomon's thrown for 335 yards. 60 minutes of Arizona again. Solomon can't get tackled in the field of play, and he does. Kamale Correa belted him down, and time is going to run out. More Boise State magic at the Vizio Fiesta Bowl. Jay Ajayi wanted to leave a legacy. He was enormous in the first half. Arizona battled back valiantly. The Boise State players and coaches talk about the magic of the history of the Fiesta Bowl. Sometimes you make your own magic. Tonight they got helped a little bit. Solomon made a lot of big plays to bring Arizona back, but he did the absolute last thing you can do in that instance.
Yeah, you figured he'd understand it was third down. You know you cannot get tackled on the field. Should have thrown it away, give him another opportunity on fourth down.
12 catches, 199 yards for Thomas Spurbeck.
See, right here, he's got to be able to throw the ball away. If nothing's there, throw it away. You cannot take a sack. He does. Correa with an outstanding open field tackle in a ball game, and that's a young player's mistake, and that's what it is.
And when we throw it away, you could read his lips. And when we talked to Rich Rodriguez and his staff and Anu Solomon yesterday, as Brian Harsin celebrates the 12th win of this season, the redshirt freshman, they said the next step really is improved decision making. Solomon said that himself. It's another lesson learned. Here's Todd McShay.
Well, Coach, you won one of these as a coordinator, first time as a head coach. How you feel, man?
What an awesome ball game by both sides, really. Hats off to Arizona. Those guys we said would fight for 4 quarters. That's exactly what they did. We knew from our team we had to do the same thing, and just proud of our coaches and our guys and all of our fans. This means a lot for our program.
Your quarterback, Hedrick, struggled early in the season, had some turnovers, but turned things around, and today he comes out and he's almost perfect in the first half. What are your thoughts on him?
Well, that's what he's been since early in the season. He's made great decisions. He's extremely tough. He's an ultimate competitor, and the guys around him have really stepped up. And today was a great team win. Everybody went out there, did their jobs to the best of their abilities, what we asked them to do, and we're able to win.
How big is this win for Boise State?
It's huge. To be here, to play a top 10 team on this stage, I think it says a lot about what we've endured throughout the season to be where we are right now. And I couldn't be more proud of this program and this team, and happy for the Broncos.
Really appreciate it, Coach. We're going to talk to your quarterback now. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hedrick threw for 309. Ajayi rushed for 134, 107 of those in the first half. Thomas Spurbeck 12 catches, 199 yards. But when the offense went flat in the second half, did not score a point, the defense scored a touchdown on Dante Dion's interception return. It turned out to be the difference in the game. Another amazing Vizio Fiesta Bowl here in the beautiful Valley of the Sun. Final score 38-30. Broncos are your Fiesta Bowl champs. And the Capital One Orange Bowl coming your way next. Now for Chris Todd, our tremendous crew. What a blessing to work with these people. Sean McDonough sending you back to John Saunders in New Orleans.